each part has got a job and it helps you figure out what to use with your multiplication to help you. So the first part of your number sentence is going to be your starting point. It tells you what your total amount is that you have that's going to be broken up into 9 equal pieces. Now, your starting point is called the dividend. And when you look at it really closely, it's got the word divide in it as well as end. And the truth is, it's not at the end. We always look at it at the beginning. It's our starting point, because without knowing what we're working with, we're not going to know how to break it up into its equal pieces. So recognize your dividend, super important. It's your biggest number and it's what's going to be broken up into small equal pieces. The next section, the divisor. Now the divisor is any time you have something divided by something else, and its job is to break things up into equal pieces. And in this case, it's going to break it up into 9 equal pieces. If we were looking at divided by 3, we would want to break it up into 3 equal pieces. If we wanted to go divided by 4, then we'd break it up into 4 equal pieces. The divisor wants to see how many times it fits inside the dividend. A lot of people get confused. They don't know what divides into what. If you know what your divisor is always going to see how many times it fits into the dividend. Now that leaves one more section. That leaves the answer. The answer is easy because the answer to your division problem is always called the quotient. So if you ever see the word quotient used in any word problem, maybe they'll say, what is the quotient of? And then say a bunch of things. The quotient is your clue that you're about to use division and you're looking for the answer. That's it. So now that you know your 3 different parts, you know what the job is, what do you do with it? Well, it helps you set things up. When you look at division as a formal algorithm, you're going to see it like this. I want you to think of it as a house and a door. Now, when you're working with grid paper, sometimes it's easier to set it up like that. As long as you have a house and a door, that's all you need. Now, inside the house is your dividend, the number that you are going to be dividing. Outside of the door, you're going to have your divisor. So, how do we set this question up? Inside the house, you're going to have 54. Outside the door, you're going to have 9. Now, why is this important? Well, if you know your times tables, it's easy because you can just say to yourself, 9 times what will give me 54? But if you don't know it, then there's a trick that you can use. If you don't know your times tables and you're stuck, what you can do is you grab your divisor. Recognize your divisor. In this case, it's the 9. Go to the 9 times tables. If the divisor is 9, go to the 9 times tables. If the divisor is 3, then that means you go to the 3 times tables. You go to the inverse, which is the opposite. If the divisor is 7, what are you going to go to? Hopefully you said you're going to go to the 7 times tables. Now, whatever you go to, you're going to find the number sentence that's closest to your dividend. So 9 times what is going to get me 254 or close to. When you go to your times tables chart, you're going to see that 9 times 6 equals 54. So what do you do with this information? Now that you know which times tables are going to help you, how does it help you get the answer? Well, that's easy. You know that you have your divisor already, so you don't need that. You know that you have your dividend already, so you don't need the answer. What don't you have? Well, you don't have the quotient, which is the answer to your division problem, and look at what's left. That number will help you because that is the answer. So if you didn't know that 9 times 6 was 54, knowing the divisor will take you to the right you have, and then you know what to use for your answer. Hope that helps. If you have any questions, take note of it and we'll go through it in Seesaw. Otherwise, I'll see you in the face-to-face session. Till then, take care.
Equals 9. How am I doing? I'm feeling fine. 9 times 2 equals 18. I'm trying to remember last night's dream. It beams me up. Never forgetting that 9 times 3 equals 27. The weather is